So hello guys, on my project for the game animation, first at the beginning I started developing a Miro board where I could add all my ideas, all my videos and everything. And inside of the Miro board, for me, what helped a lot was putting on the dates and the main things I had to do each week. So have the idea development, and then I test the idea. I start to record myself to make the footage. I convert, start to work on Unreal, and for that on. After that, I use a lot of videos to help to how to use the metahumans and how to make the mocap and how to bring that to the metahuman itself, and how to blend the faces and how to use metahuman face recording as well. So, and also helped me a lot. I use a bunch of Niagara effects tutorials to learn how to do a fill, some assets, and how to render properly. I have here my scene reference. So my shot was based on the Yakuza Like a Dragon, more dynamic shots, and my character on the movie from Jack Chan, Drunken Master. I make it at the beginning a little test to see if everything would work, and then after I went to the real thing. And here it was a few more scene reference to use to create these shots. The first thing I done was record myself to make footage I would like my metahuman to do. So I did a little bit of acting by my own, the whole body, and then after I did just like my face. And what I used to convert that video to the keyframes animation was an AI called Quick Magic. The one is free for 30 seconds, but I pay a little more because my video was a little bit more than 30 seconds. And using that was really helpful because it saved me a lot of time, and I didn't have to spend a lot of money in mocap equipment to record, or even to the software to convert everything. So the second step was create the metahuman. So when I activate all the plugins, the necessary plugins on Unreal, I assemble my metahuman. I use a preset there, so I didn't spend too much time creating one. And I think for me, the one they had there was fit for the scene I want to. And create the metahuman and assemble it, put in the scene. And after that, I was able to do everything I need. The third step was retarget the animation and export from Quick Magic to the metahuman though. So using that, I just bring to as a FBX to Unreal, and then after I just retarget normally to the metahuman. Metahumans, the way they work, when you retarget, you're gonna retarget just for the limbs, and the torso is gonna be a different thing. Following that, I using my facial record, I use the live link, following a tutorial, and I could make the metahuman facial expressions follow my video as well. Once I had all the retargeting animations for the face and for the body, I started to fix the animation because even the AI helps a lot. They have a lot of flaws during the animation. So a lot of the hands go inside of the body of the mesh, and a lot of the spinning of the limbs, it wasn't necessarily. So I had to fix all this. The first method I used was straight keyframe or the animation. So I just, because it's a mocap, every single frame is gonna have a keyframe. So I tried to do it the first time this way, just deleting and fixing, and I see it didn't work. The second method was just using animation layers on Unreal, but after seeking some feedback from my facilitator, I discovered it was better to use some layered animation. So this way I could just create like a layer on the control rig, and I could like change that in a way, a non-destructive way. And that is the way I fix my animation from that point to the end. Following that, I start to move on, and I choose some clothes, free assets on Fab for my MetaHuman. And because like MetaHuman, the way they work, when you get a clothes, they're just gonna fit to the MetaHuman, no matter what the size he is, and this is really good. And also, I choose the scenario, which is an arena, because my main idea is to bring the character in like a fight tournament. So the whole idea for this animation, the cinematic, is an introduction to a fighting game. So every time the character was choose, before they start the fight, they're gonna do like a little trick, or they're gonna do something which shows his personality and a little bit of his powers. So that's what my idea. And the arena was a really simple one, but I think that matched the aesthetic I want. After that, I bring like ultra dynamic skies as well to give like a little more control on the lights and the skies. And also I find out a bottle, because the trick he's gonna do is gonna like speeding fighter after drink from the bottle. So I find a bottle on Fab as well, and then I just I constrain to the socket on the MetaHuman hand. To make the speeding fire effect, I choose to create my own fire at the beginning. So using the aggro effects and some tutorials online, I choose to create from the scratch. But at the beginning I had some trouble because my particles was emitting but wasn't producing flames. After a while I discovered the problem was one of the lightnings wasn't rendering properly, and I have to just select the black body. And even after the flames was on, I look and it wasn't the same as the tutorial. I think because of the version of Unreal, because a few things are different now. And after like a few attempts, I decided to not use the aggro effects I create. So I got a Cascade one from Fab free, and I thought it was like more fitable for the scene itself. But I also create others particles, and that works really well, and it was really simple to make, and it's on the scene right now. But the main reason I didn't use my visual effects was because it was too unrealistic and the colors is not fit, as you can see on the video. After choose my effects, I just position the effects in the direction I want and the position. And I use also like add on the sequencer and add like a trigger, and deactivate the auto activation from the outliner. So this way the effects are just gonna pop on whenever I want. So the next step was the longest one, and the one I created the shots. So like I created the shots, try to simulate the same as the video game Yakuza Like a Dragon, because they have like a really good and really dynamic shots, the camera movements, and try to bring a little bit of comedy to the scene. And that's what was my purpose, because I think my character is this kind of character, you know, like he's gonna do some crazy stuff. He's a drinking master, so I try to add a little bit of this comedy to the scene as well. And of course, along the way, during the camera shots, I noticed a few animations need to be fixed. So I was fixing on purpose to the shots look good, not to the whole animation look good. Start to get into the end, I add some lights, and I try to get from a level they call the MetaHuman lights. This is a free asset from Fab as well. And they make like a whole scene to do this light, so I kind of like export as a level instance, and I use on my scene. I just change a few things, and I think it works well. I was just like, I had to move the lights along the way because my camera shots was from multiple angles. So that was a little tricky to make the character looks good all the time, especially because I wanted to show his facial features all the time. And yeah, that was it. But I think I was happy with the end result. After the lights was aside, the camera shot was done, I started to play around with the dust particles I'd done before. So I move around and then try to make look good to the scene, not too much, not too little, but actually making the scene a little bit more alive and more realistic. Next to the end, I noticed something, and I tried something else because I noticed like the bottle he was holding was empty, and I think it would be fine for this project, but I tried to give a little bit more. So I look at a few tutorials to simulate water, not do like a water simulation, but actually faking it using a shader. So I tried to do at the beginning, and I spent a lot of time having trouble because it wasn't working. But after a while, I discovered the problem was just like a few features I have to take, and it works really well in the end. I tried to also like get already done from like another artist, but didn't work well for me. So I keep the one I did it first, and I think adds like a little bit more to the scene. In the end part, I just add a local fog. So I follow a few tutorials and I see like the local fog could give a little more depth to the scene. So I add like a local fog, I change a few features to look good. And I also add like a post-processing volume. So this way I could change a little more of the colors as well. Nothing too crazy because I'm still learning how to do it, but it was enough to bring the scene a little bit more alive. And the same process in the end, I add like a little more lights to the whole scenario, to the background, a little like fires to the top of the arena. So a little tweaks to make everything looks good. And finally, the final part, I just did the rendering, following like another tutorial to get the maximum quality. I still have like a few problems because looks like some of the shots, the render wasn't follow exactly my camera, but along the way, I think the end result was really good. I was happy with everything. I'm gonna add like a little epic music as well, like a fighting scene, and I'm done. And this project, I learned so much and give me like some direction to actually what I want to do in the future. And mocap, animation, and Unreal for me is like what I like to do the most and create the scene. Thank you. So in the last part, after taking some feedback, I just doing some changes on the camera aperture, and also on the photo. So like instead of just tracking now, do it manually, and I changing and keyframe everything to have like a nice cinematic view, because I noticed, and my facilitator told me, like the background is really sharpy and the meta-human is really realistic, so would be better to blur the background and just focus on the meta-human. So that's what I done. I fixed the cameras, I fixed some cameras movement as well, and that was the end. And one more thing, to keep like on a gameplay cinematic, I just together with my facilitator, I had some name and I do some commands. Every time you press play, the cinematic and the title, that means the name of the character is gonna show up. So that means like it's in engine, and so like it's gonna be similar to like a fighting game. When you choose your character, it's gonna show his name and also like his cinematic introduction. And that's all. Thank you so much.